Hello, everybody. Welcome back for the part 9 of the Arduboy dev stream. Last stream was cut a bit abruptly due to some disturbance. I hope this time now we may have maybe a more quiet environment. However, I think I won't stream too long. I will try to stream again around 1 hour. Because I stopped the stream quite quickly last time, I just want to show you what I've done just after. So basically, almost nothing actually. So I have just okay. So now that this we have seen it. Yeah, basically I just use the a variable to store the size of the item array. So I wanted to, the compiler to calculate it, but the compiler is not smart enough to find the size in another file and blah 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 and move back the value to the other file. So, but I can do it here. I can just ask the compiler to calculate it just after the declaration, because this is the same compilation unit, so it knows what size it is. And then that means I have declare a variable to store the value, and then I can simply iterate on this value to just update all the items. So that's what I wanted to write before, and just work like that. So of course we removed that from the map manager. We just added this, and yeah, that's it. I just put capital letter here, and then we have our map data that contains all the data. So one reason why I want to do that also is because I plan to have this map data file to be generated by our level editor. So the whole file, the whole CPP will be generated, not the header file. The header file doesn't need to change, but the whole CPP may be regenerated, and probably read also. We will probably parse it and then regenerate it. So yeah, I want that file to be generated. That's why this value will be modified if you modify the level. So it also has to be in that file. All right, and then as we could expect, then it's still working. We still have our items here. So now what I want to do is to start to implement, like I said in the previous stream, at the beginning of the previous stream, to start to implement the collision of the main character with the spike, or with any kind of lethal entities or items in the level. And to do that, I don't want to do hitbox, which was the classical way of doing in the previous game, like having some hitbox and detect like when two blocks are colliding. I don't want to do that because I'm afraid that the code may be too long, too complicated. Maybe there will be some bugs also. And also it may be a bit too slow because we have to go through every item and check, like all the AI has to check with the spike, the main character has to check with the spike, with the AI, etc., etc. So basically, I would like to have a per pixel collision detection. Why? Because we can that way we can reuse the frame buffer. So to do that, we can just try to be smart when we draw the different stuff and the different items. And if we draw in correct order, we may be able to detect those collisions. So that's my primary idea. It's the first direction I want to go. I'm not sure we won't have any problems. Maybe we will. But let's see. We'd like to go that way. Also, I'm probably quite influenced by my Lemmings project, because Lemmings is by default, the gameplay is a per pixel collision. So because I had a quite good experience doing that with Lemmings, I think we can probably do the same here. So when I say we should be smart when we draw the stuff, I mean my plan is to draw things in certain order. For example, we should, I guess we should draw the dangerous stuff first, the lethal stuff first. Then we should probably draw the character. And if the character is drawn on top of something that is already drawn, then that means he touched lethal stuff and he should die. As simple as that. Same thing for the AI. So maybe the order is, so that's why I'm saying we should be smart. Maybe the order is lethal stuff like the spike, then maybe the AI, so if the AI touches the spike, they die. Then after the player, so if the player touched the AI or the spike, he dies, etc. And then after probably the level itself, the wall. Then we may also try to detect the the pixel around the player or just under the player after we draw the wall, to know if the player should fall or not. Obviously, the AI also has to do that. So there is a certain kind of certain step to draw stuff, but maybe we'll be able to manage it. Also, if there is some situation where we should draw stuff but not really, we can adjust our draw function by saying just do a fake draw, just like draw but don't really write in the frame buffer, just test the collision, and then later we really draw it. So that may also works. It's just 2 times draw call, but that would be quite easy, quite simple, I think, for the collision. So if we want to do that, there's one thing that already comes is that the items that we have created, we should probably know if we should probably have a property to know if they are lethal or not lethal, like dangerous or not. Like the spike could be lethal, and the dynamite, for example, is not at the beginning of the animation, and then it becomes when it explodes. So already I think we may need a flag for that, and depending on that flag we may draw it before or after. We may update before or after. So that's why the first thing I want to do is to refactor a little bit our items to add that flag. And of course I will add that into the main the base item class, because we need that for the map manager, need that for all the items. because he need to know when to draw the item. And then I start to think, okay, then we can have a property flag, like so can be unsigned char, and let's call it property. And this could be a flag. So we can store several flag inside this one. So it can be a bit mask flag. So let's declare a name for that. Let's call it property flag. So obviously the first thing I'm thinking of is Lithan. We can also have the none, which is empty flag. Okay, and then another property that I'm thinking, and just to do some refactoring also, because here I'm adding a char in every items. So one flag could be if the item is mirror or not mirror. We need it for the spike. Sorry, we had this visual type, but actually we could move this one into the property flag, because now we have enough space. We have space in that char to store it, and this could be used for other items, like for example, I'm thinking about the arrows. So sometimes there is the statue on the wall that throw arrows to the main characters. The arrows can go from left to right or right to left. So this kind of properties could be also used here. Yeah, and then if we want to delete to remove that visual type, then obviously we also need to include the horizontal type in that flag, which is not very generic, but here I call it a kind of trade-off between optimization and space taken, and the nice the nice code, I would say. If I wouldn't code on Arduboy, I mean, just on normal console, I would not do that, of course, because yeah, you have a tendency of moving a lot of specific stuff up to the top class. But okay, but here I'm concerned about not wasting too much space, so yeah, I will do it. So I will just call it very specific, and if later we miss we miss flag, we miss a bit to store that, then I can move it back again. So let's put it yeah, let's put it at the end. Specific flag for the spike. Okay, so later on maybe we will have more property flag for the item. We should then have the flag initialization flag. Okay, then in the item we could just set it. right. And then we can add some function to test the flag. Would be easier. So pool is property set is property set. So flag so obviously it's like property and flag different from 0. And then we should add the set property. So I don't know if you are familiar with bit field and flag comparison. I hope so. So we set the flag so it's or equal the flag. Yeah, set properties, property set. Okay. Yeah, and then we can modify our spike. Can remove that. We don't need it anymore. Can remove that. Can remove this also. And by the way, also we may have you know, an advantage, because that means now we could also have a horizontal spike which is mirror. I don't know, maybe visually it will just appear differently, but yeah. So this time I will, instead of the switch, I will just change it to if. So is property set and then it's property flag. So this is the specific horizontal spike. All right, that will be a else. Actually, I will remove all that. Okay, and I can even use the extended here, because now I can put the mirror flag. So yeah, like I said, in both horizontal and vertical, they could be mirror. Yeah, so that's it. Here we don't need the visual type anymore. All right, so let's check if that compile. So yeah, of course we need to, oh, I put the semicolon here. Okay, this and this and this. Okay, and this. And of course, I forgot to change the map data. I forgot to give the flag now. So it should be item property flag and this one should be horizontal. So because it's a bit filled, I can of course combine the flag like this, and I can say it's also mirror X if I want. And okay, this one left was mirror, for example, and this one is none. Well, this one for the statuette and dynamite, we can just give the none here. Statuette and the dynamite. All right, so let's check. Horizontal in map data. What did I write? Map data horizontal spike. And mirror X. Okay. The matching function call for spike. Yeah, I also need unsigned char flag. Give the flag. All right. All right, it compiles. Let's test it. Yep, so still the same. And yeah, you can see even our horizontal spike is mirror now. But anyway, I don't know if I will use it, but this is maybe a small change that could, to add some variation in the level. Why not? But that's not the whole point of it. It's just we have it for free with this bit flag. So now we can do some tests in the map manager to draw only the lethal items first. So let's do that. First draw the lethal items. So if is property set item property flag lethal. Then we update it, and then we can draw the non-lethal one. So of course here we should draw the player in between. So does it compile? Oh, what did I change? Property flags. Maybe there's an S. Yes, there's an S. Sorry. All right. So you will not see any change, obviously, but yeah, it doesn't change anything. But anyway, now we can try to test the collision. So, all right, to do that, I will go to my custom Arduboy function again, and here this function just return void, but we could change it to actually return a value if there is a collision detected. So okay, I just need a flag here. We can declare it here. Is collision detected, so we initialize with false to check if there is white pixels under the drawn pixels of the bitmap. Here, and here we iterate on our bitmap, and here, so buffer position, I think it's the same. We can, yeah, we can just do it outside the if, I think. Oh no, buffer position change here and here, so we need to put it 2 times, but that's white, so that's okay, no problem. So this is the where the pixel will be drawn. Okay, so there is collision. See if this when we draw one char at a time, right? So let me move it here. So basically we need to do a bit operation between the char that is already on the screen and the byte of the bitmap that we will draw in the same place, right? So the byte to write is this one, and the one that is already here is here, in the buffer is here. So if we have this and the byte to write, okay, if this is not null, then that means we have collision. But I don't want to lose previous collision, so I should only test that if it's false. So we can write like this, or or this. So first we initialize with false, right? Here, this one will false, and the first time it's true, it becomes true. This one becomes true, and then after that it stays true. All right. So I need to also write it here. And that's it. Basically, now I have my per pixel collision detection. So obviously we will lose some, a little bit of speed, I would say, when we draw this item, because the collision will be detected. But we still have the old function, for example, to draw the walls. That doesn't need to have this, and we can just call this extended function for the main character, the AI, and that kind of items. And of course we should return that value. So there is no, I'm checking if there is some early, yeah, there's a one early exit here, so of course this is false, and otherwise no, we could just return it. It should be here, the last one. Okay. I need to change the header file. All right, so now we just try to handle the result of this collision in the Rick Dangerous function class, I would say. So in Rick, we in the draw, collision detected. Okay, I just call it. What I will do now, I would just for now, I can just reset the position of Rick. So I can just say, okay, where's it's X. Okay. Just for testing. I didn't change the, well, okay, let's just test this. I didn't change the drawing of the Rick right now, but we will do that after a while, if that works. So I think I put the spike length on, right? Just double check, not the sprite data, map data. Oh no, I didn't put the spike lethal. Oh, okay. The spike are not lethal, but doesn't matter. We check collision. So okay, let's. Oh, sorry, I didn't show you the code. Okay, let me show you the code first. Okay, I code without the code view. Sorry about that. So what I've done is in the custom Arduboy. Okay, I redo it. I change it, the return value, to bool. That's the return value. I have added a flag, a variable collision detected here, and here I just so that's the loop where we draw all the char, all the byte of the bitmap, and I just test with if the buffer char and bit operation, and the byte to write if there is something. If it's not null, then that means we have a collision detected, and I do the same here, right? And then I return this value. That's it. And then in rig, I just get the value, and then if it's detected, I go to 0. Let's try. Okay, and then it already works because I have I collide with the wall here. So I'm just stuck in the wall. Because like I said, I don't draw rig at the correct position. Right now, we draw rig where it's in the base loop. We draw map manager, and then we draw rig. So yeah, I can just maybe before changing it, I can initialize rig to another position. Let's move it to 15. Yeah. Okay, let's try again. And as you can see, it works. If I collide with the statuette, I immediately return to 15, so that means the collision is detected, which is good. All right, so now it's good, but now what we want is to draw rig at the correct moment, and to avoid colliding with non-lethal stuff. All right, so basically, like I said, we should move this rig update inside the map manager update. So yeah, I will do that first, and then I will discuss it a little bit to know if it's a good place or not. All right, so I will draw it here in between the lethal stuff and the non-lethal stuff. Draw the non-lethal items update. Okay, that's fine. Does he know rig? He doesn't know rig. I think I will just move it from there, because also here I don't need it anymore. Let's close this one. There's too many stuff open. All right. Okay, so let's try. Now I can go through my my statuette, and I'm just walking above above the spike. All right, let's move rig a little bit down. 22. Alright, I can go to my statuette, and then it doesn't work because I think I forgot to put this spike lethal. Yeah, that's what I told you. Alright, actually I don't need to write it here directly. I can just add them by default on the spike because the spike are always lethal. So I can just say flag and item property flag lethal. Right, so the spike are always lethal. Let's try again. Okay, let's work on it. Boom! I'm dead. Cool. It works. So the same logic could be applied also on the statuette. I can detect the collision with the statuette and then pick up the statuette. Just like, oh, yeah, you get that bonus if I draw in the correct order. So for example, first I can check the lethal one, then I can draw the bonus one. And that's exactly what I said before. In that case, I would have to draw the character 2 times. 1 time for detecting with the lethal stuff if I die. Then I draw the statuette. Then I draw again the characters to check if I get a bonus, etc. Or I can do the opposite. I can in the statuette code, if we draw the statuette and the statuette has something, then that means the statuette has collided with something. But of course, then we should not draw it. I mean, if there is an AI, then the AI will pick up the statuette. So it's exactly what I'm saying. It's like if we are smart enough on the order of what we draw, we could manage to have all our collision stuff and logic stuff with only 2 lines of code. Just these 2 lines of code inside the custom Arduboy function, draw function. Then we have all our collision code, and we don't have to do a lot of box-to-box collision to check what is colliding with what. So, okay, we'll see. And also, what I wanted to say is that I said, okay, right now we'll move the update of the rig inside the update of the map manager. I said maybe it's not the correct place. Yeah, maybe because I think the map should only take care of the map itself, probably. And rig, maybe the AI is something different. So anyway, we should have another top manager, which I will call the game manager, and it will come later. So the game manager, we need it because we at least need it for a different state of the game. Like the menu, first when you enter the game, you enter into a menu where you can start, stop, maybe change the option like the music or the sound or whatever. And then you have the inside the game, and then you may have a game over, then you may have a success screen, whatever. So you have a game state, and depending on the game state, you will draw different stuff. So that will be the game manager handling that. And maybe the game manager will have a function like update the game, update the menu, update the game, update the game over screen, whatever. And in the function update the game, we may have all this update in the certain order. Like we can call a function like map manager draw the lethal stuff, then I call the rig update, then I call the map manager draw the stuff. So in that game manager update game, we could have all this logic about updating stuff. But yeah, we may see that later. So for now, let's just keep it in the map manager, and we will refactor it, I think, later. All right, so we can commit that because I think it's first good version to commit. And then we will do some more improvement because it's only 45 minutes of stream. I can stream 15 more minutes, something like that. So what do we have now to summarize? Oh, so many change. Didn't expect that. So in our custom Arduboy, we have a flag to test the collision. We have the collision flag, return the collision detection. All right. Okay, that's the return value. In the dynamite, we remove, we set the none property because there's none for now. In the item, we have this new flag, the property flag. Item H, we have this flag enum, the value, to function to set it and read it. I didn't write the function to clear it. Maybe I should. When I will need it, I will write it. In the map data, of course, we changed the initialization. And in the map manager, we have split our update in two between lethal and not lethal, and we draw Rick in between. In Rick itself, we just changed the position. Okay, it's more or less some debug code, but let's keep it. Let's commit it for now. In the main loop, we remove the update of Rick. In the spike, we make it lethal by default. We give the flag, we remove the property, we change the drawing depending on the property. In the spike H, we remove the visual type. And in the statuette, we also have a property none. Okay, so add a property flag to the item to handle lethal and non-lethal items. Add a collision, I would say a per pixel collision detection in the draw extended function. And start to implement the draw order in the map manager. All right. So in 15 minutes or maybe 10 minutes, what I want to do is also implementing the lethal's flag, but for the dynamite now. And the dynamite is not lethal at the beginning, but becomes lethal later. So that's a good exercise. So basically, if I take my dynamite here and we have the frame, when we are here, we are in the explosion part, right? Then I should set my lethal flag. I can do it here. Set the lethal flag when the dynamite explode. Set property flag property flags lethal. Normally I should also clear it here, probably. So when the dynamite finished to explode, I should probably clear it. However, I will not do it. Why? To have less code. So it's just less code. And it's useful because it's useless because the dynamite is not drawn. Once it has exploded, it's not drawn, so there is no pixel written on the buffer, in the frame buffer. So it's better not adding some more code right now. So, and it starts with none, and then it becomes latent here. All right, so let's compile that and see if it works. I should still have my should not decline this scope. Okay, you need item, I guess. Item. Set property. Okay. Make set property. There's no set property flag. Sorry about that. Okay, set property. Let's try. All right. So can I press a button? Okay. No, I forgot to. I removed the code to place dynamite when I press a button, so I should also add this back, and that will be a kind of art code. So sorry about that again, but it's just for testing. Debug test code. Okay, so it's item number. The dynamite is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 as item number 4. This is super hard coded, obviously, and we should cast it to dynamite pointer, and then light up. Okay, if we press, of course, if input is just pressed up, button 8. All right, does it compile? Okay, input doesn't know. Yeah, just include input. Input.h. Okay, and but a button, sorry, it's not button A, it's a button. It's a button. Here, where are you? Here. A button, yep, okay. What do we have? Dynamite. I forgot to include the dynamite also. Include dynamite. Light up. Okay. Spelling mistake again. Light up. What did I write? That's correctly. Okay, I should add this. All right, let's start. I'm confident That should work. Ah, of course. I spawned the dynamite at the position, at the static position. So, you know what? We can just change this. We can add the position of Rick. But the Rick position is private, I think. Rick position private. Yep. Actually, this code belongs to Rick, so maybe doing this, we can put it inside Rick. This debug code. Okay. We will do it into the handle input. Later on, we will make it properly. So right now, I'm just hard-coded this item. Later on, I guess maybe there will be all the dynamite. I guess you can place. Well, we can decide if you can only place one dynamite at a time or several one or whatever. But yeah, the main character may have all his dynamite available. So okay, right now I'm doing this. So I will bring back the this I don't need. I will bring back this. All right. So where is the Rick? Doesn't know dynamite, I guess, and I think it should also include the map data. Okay, so and then should compare. Then I want to light up at a specific position. Yeah, I need to specify map manager. Right. Okay, so I will specify X and Y into the light up, which is the coordinate of the Rick, the main character, and then in the dynamite I will take these parameters like int X, int Y, and then of course I will set them. X equal X, Y equal Y. All right, so does it compile? Yeah, let's try it. So, yeah, all right. So I can place one and it explode here, but I'm not killed by the dynamite. And this is strange, I just moved back. All right. So the light up at the correct position work, and dynamite CPP. So here I set the flag. Oh, yeah. Okay, it should work only one time, of course. If I reset, if I want to use it several times, I should reset it here, or I should reset it into the light up actually. Yeah, I can reset the property into a light up also. But yeah, that works because the the character is really put back to its original position. So if I, okay, now it's totally lethal, okay, because I didn't reset the flag like I just said. Well, just to, okay, we can just clear the property just for testing purpose. Yeah, let's do it. So then we have a proper test. That would be better, I think. I will clear the property here, and now I need to write the clear property function. Clear property okay, it's the inverse of let me think. To clear the flag, yeah, I inverse the flag. To inverse the flag, it should be this one. I'm not sure. Let me check here. That's like, yeah, the inverse, yeah. So I inverse the flag and I do end to clear the flag. Should be like that. And in the dynamite CPP CH, I clear the lethal flag when I light up. Okay, let's try again. Oh, sorry, I didn't show you the code, but it's just clear. I will show you after. So, okay, I put my dynamite, boom, it explodes. Yeah, I can put my dynamite, I move, nothing happen. I can move back, boom. Yeah, it's right. And of course, if I touch the spike, I die. Can do this, move, and yeah, also work in the, oh, missed the explosion. If I touch the explosion, even at the end, I will explode. Yeah, yeah, it works. Okay, cool. Let me show you what I changed. I just clear the property, the lethal property in the light up, just to be able to reuse the dynamite several times. And of course, in the item, I wrote the clear property flag. All right, so that's it for now. I will end the stream now. Let's just commit for the last time and summarize what we have done. Like I said, we set the lethal property when the dynamite explode. All right, we reset it when we light up, and we also position, now we give the position of the dynamite where we want to place it. We will improve that function later, don't worry. And we clear the flag. I have added the clear property flag in the item, and then in the rig CPP, I just, you know, if you press the button, I just light up the flag. This is totally hard-coded right now, but we will implement that properly later. All right, so add the lethal property of the dynamite when it explodes. All right, I commit, push, and that's it. Thank you for having watched this episode, and I wish you the best. I don't know when I will do the next one. Probably the next one will be maybe in a long time, because I think I will have a break. I was in vacation these days, so I could do quite a lot of episode, but soon I will go back to work, so I'm not sure we'll have that many time. I hope you enjoy it. Don't hesitate to leave me some comment if you have some feedback to say, or some comment to say, or some question. I may be able to, of course, to answer your question in the comment of the video, the replay video. And yeah, see you for the next stream. Bye bye.